Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of We Shot First. We are in the third season. We are at episode 6. Now, if we're rocking about 33 episodes in the first, about 40 odd episodes in the second, 70, that's like, and a couple of parody things we throw in there. I think we have like 90 episodes of this podcast, guys, up and ready to go. No? That's not impressive? You don't like that? I think that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome, man.
4 morons nodding at me. Thank you. That's great. We're video. I know we're video, but you got to speak to draw the camera. We discussed this, Hamilton. Anyway, welcome back, and we are still dabbling, obviously, in the world of video. You know, we're not perfect at it, and we're trying a couple things. We've got our websites plastered in the video. We're trying to mix our audiences. We have a much larger podcasting audience than we do live video audience or our YouTube upload audience. And we're trying to let one know of the other. So if you'd like to see the battle boards, because no one's interested in our ugly mugs, as we play, you know, check out some of the upload videos if you have time. If your thing is walking the dog, listening to us, audio only, great. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want a little bit more pizzazz, a couple of mistakes in the live audio recording as far as, you know, music and stuff goes. We're trying to hold it all down. Then, you know, maybe try our YouTube page at Mongers Podcasting Network on YouTube, or just go out right off of our own website, www.rollmongers.com, for as long as we can keep that up and running. We are at Twitch right now, live streaming on a Monday night, which we're hoping to make home of our sci-fi. If we can keep Star Wars, at least for the next 6 months, and Rob Starfinder coming up on Monday, then it'll be Sci-Fi Mondays. This is the plan. And that opens up more chances to keep fantasy going on our Friday night. We roll into the lobby around 7, and we hope to be recording for you live at 7:30 on Friday, EST, Age of Ashes and Dice for Dishonor, Mummy's Mask and such. And on Monday, here we are, 7:30, pretty much close to, close to can't really be watching, but if you're here, you know, shout out to our regulars, King of First, Crow 73, Gamma Knight, and the gang. And if you would like us to talk about you, come into the chat, make some comments, heckle Matt, help me pick on Aiden. I mean, you know, this is what we do. This is our fun time for them, and my way of being artistically creative. Because I never made it like Matt Witt did in wedding photography. I never made it as a musician, despite my once upon a time mad keyboard Genesis skill, because the guy can't sing. You know how cringy it is to be able to play Phil Collins?
Don't you mean you can't dance?
Oh, those fight words. Now I can dance, and I can still dance. Have you seen the video of my daughter's wedding?
Well, are you just standing here telling everything then?
I can't jump.
I'm just watching it go right over his head. It's amazing.
It's bad that he doesn't get it, but I do.
Dance. I can't walk. Only thing about me
is the way I talk.
I can't dance. I can't sing.
I'm just standing here telling everything. Wow, you almost make me sound good. Almost. I can dance. Well, let's just say I'm not afraid to try. Anyway, on with the show. Enough prattling. Gentlemen, we had left you at not a busy spaceport, but a hustling, bustling club that was, you know, cranking out the tunes. We stepped outside, as gentlemen do, not to get our shirt and shoes dirty, but for a little droid rock'em sock'em robot battle. And now, I guess I owe the players some credits. Who bet what? I think what Frank's into our winner like for 1,500 credits.
Yeah.
All right. Well, put that on your character, you bastard.
Yep. And I just want to know how the house did. Because you know the house always wins.
Yeah, well, honestly, because Corey's character, again, I want to say razzmatazz, but that's not right.
Ramagilligar.
Thank you. Ramagilligar is known on the planet. I would say it's a 60-40 for the bets. So 40 people bet for him, 60% bet against him. Not like he was not some kind of dark horse and you made a killing. Okay. So I'm gonna roll some 43. Okay. So very close to his bet. So I'm gonna say that despite all the betting, after your payouts, you're only walking away with 3,000 credits.
I'll take it.
Okay. Anybody else? Double down? I don't think so. No? All right.
That completely paid for the vocabulator upgrade into TP 501Z. I'll take it.
Come on down to the. All right. So, boys and girls, what's next? You guys head back to the ship?
Yep. Probably. We had to do some business with Gilligar to get Frank's bits and pieces.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the purpose of swooping in and getting Gilligar.
So we saved his ass. I'm hoping he gives us a good price on it.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, thanking you. He, he's like, oh, I can't rustle this up like right now. So he's got to go off and track down the guy and all that kind of thing. So you guys have a little time.
Sure.
But he goes off to make some ends meet. And if you got to leave planet, he can, ship it to you, or maybe you can even have the Banshee swing by and pick up the stuff. That kind of thing.
Yep.
But after 5 episodes, I'm assuming that you guys have had enough of this Dust Bowl.
Yep. I got to get in touch with, what was her name? O'Keefe?
Yep.
Captain O'Keefe. Was that her name?
Mm-hmm.
And because I think I'm just going to get her to pick me up from here so that, if somebody looks into my background, they're going to see that I came from here, not some random coordinate in hyperspace or outside of a hyperspace lane. It's like putting up a proxy so people can't detect your web traffic.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to do now?
Well, were we all going to the rendezvous to look for Darka?
It's up to you guys. Things have changed as far as us being able to pull this off on Monday night. With the availability of some players and not so much others or whatever, we've kind of shuffled around. But like I said, if you guys think 5 plus a drag along NPC is heavy, because I can adjust the counters, right? So why don't you guys? I also have stuff for those that get left behind. Like Jay and I talked about stuff that he can do for XP on the Resurgence, right? Poser as well has cutscenes and stuff also that can be, on the Resurgence. And you guys have 2 ships. So you can always call, if you guys think you're over your head, you can just take a night to bunk kind of thing. Because we were looking at hyperspace rules, Joe and I, and in the core rulebook, it's like roll a d6 times your hyperdrive modifier, and that's it in days. Poof. So do you guys actually know what the hyperdrive modifier is on your ship? Then there's some
2.5, I believe it was. It was good. It was like the best option in our price point. That was why we went with it, I think.
Yeah.
And then you said that there were some extra enhancements to it, so I don't know what that meant exactly.
Yes.
We haven't gone into the details of that.
Yes. Well, Merrick would have to kind of do an overhaul, and he would get to a point where he might even need Dr. Leth's expertise in bioengineering. But you guys have not had a chance to sort of dock and rip apart your engine. You've always been going somewhere since you bought the ship, right? Now, you got a couple options here. You could dock the ship with the Resurgence, have somebody stay behind and rip it apart, because again, that's kind of an adventure in itself, and just send a couple of people, to track down Darga
Well, it
or scout him
definitely
out.
needs an overhaul, and I was thinking maybe that would be something for leth to, I mean, at the very least oversee.
Maybe.
So,
Well, you guys, we also have Haas that was going to
Yep.
stay with the ship. And if you guys need him, he's got his Gand, but Joe Gibson, ladies and gentlemen, has always agreed to sort of be a fifth wheel in this show. We knew the show was heavy-handed already, and he's always been happy because he knew he and I had planned to place him as a heavy in Age of Ashes and in The Evil and, some other stuff. So he's always just been happy just to show up and be part of Star Wars, but not necessarily be counted as, add me, let's go, that kind of thing. Isn't that right, Joe? He's looking at me like, I'm just learning of this now. Come on.
That is correct.
Thank you.
No, it's all a lie.
It's like, what? I'm being cut from the show? No. Yes. No. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, like, talk amongst yourselves, guys. Like, one thing I'm realizing is we discuss what's going to happen in the game, or you guys talk to me. I'll have this idea. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. I was talking about this, and a bunch of things are hashed out. And then I think we're saving time by me going, this is what you can do. This is what you're going to do. And the audience is missing out on, like, the players deciding. And this is not like a shopping list where it's like, oh, yeah, no one wants to look you guys read books. Starting with Rahaul, have you got a plan? You've picked up droids. You've picked up players. What do you guys want to do? You're waiting for Gilligar to get you the stuff. So I'm assuming you guys have gone back to the ship, right?
Yep.
Let's
have a good meal, clean our gear,
okay.
Take advantage of the local laundry facilities.
Yeah.
I'll set Alphonse on establishing contact with Bespin and finding a potential buyer for our ore shipment.
Okay.
So I can be expected there.
Oh, right. You're pre-planning, right? So let's start about that. Tell the audience about that.
So my kind of thought was approaching this like maybe like an Ocean's 11 type of deal where we lay some pre-footwork to establish a reason for us to be there, maybe get give us a leg up in our inquiries into Darga, so we're not just like a bunch of randos rolling into the station going, where's the slug man?
Right, we have some level of legitimacy.
That's it. Exactly.
But yeah,
Sure.
no, that's a great idea. I mean, to to come rolling in there like people that may or may not be rich in credits, and willing to offload some of those things if they have gambling establishments there, as opposed to just strolling in, 3, 4, 5 guys armed to the teeth, looking shady. Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
Well, we can't really roll in armed to the teeth. That's the other thing. That's another reason why I really want you to be there with your sniper shot, because of how the layout of Cloud City is. You could literally position yourself on one biosphere
kind
dome.
of Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
I wonder, are there scopes that like give you like infravision and stuff like that?
You mean like the far scope from Perfect Dark, was it? No.
You can see through walls.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Because maybe that'd be something else to invest some money into.
Yeah, I looked for scopes and things like that, and the things that I could find were negating concealment from darkness, and some from cover, or concealment, not from cover.
What if it was treated like artillery fire and you were given coordinates to fire at? Like a marker.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Penetrative rounds shooting through walls to take people out. I remember watching a movie when I was younger. I think it was like Navy SEALs or something like that. And they had this sniper guy. They called him God.
Yep.
And, and they'd be like rolling through the building and they get backed into a corner and they'd be like, God, I need your help. And the dude was just like shooting people through like 3-foot thick concrete walls. It was amazing.
Firing tank rounds out of a gun or something.
Yeah, 50 cal sniper rounds. Pretty impressive.
But yeah, I mean, I will look again just to make sure that there's nothing like that hiding in the books somewhere about that. But I didn't see anything too magical as far as scopes go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really, I was just going for the holdout and a silencer.
Yeah, so everybody has a holdout blaster?
Yeah.
Does everybody have a concealed holster?
No.
I don't even know if I have okay, I do have a holdout blaster, but I don't have a concealed.
It's relatively inexpensive, and I believe that they work in conjuncture. It gives you a bonus to not having it found on you.
Oh, I dig it.
This is tiny pew pew.
Tiny pew pew.
So you've got 7 of them.
They're all duct taped together.
That would be pretty badass, actually, having out of your arms. Like 7 guns.
A full Gundam version of Merrick.
One day.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yep, level 10. We're going to modify the crap out of some power armor for you.
Yeah, make it like the minivan though, of like power armor. So like there's room for other people.
Yeah, a little passenger compartment with a couple side guns.
Minigun.
So the thing you were talking about, Ryan, is a computerized interface scope.
Ah.
So it has a small view screen, and it can project an image that a targeter can send data to. Ooh. So basically, you've got a sniper in point A, you've got a spotter in point C, and the victim in point B.
Well, we call that the lottery.
How much is it?
$2,000.
She's steep.
Common availability.
Common though.
Yeah. That's nice.
Hey, you guys made $4,500, you stingy bastards.
Let's do that. Let's do that. I'll pitch in. I'll pitch in 500 credits on that for you.
Yeah, on down to the local Star Mart.
I'll drop down the 1.5 I just won off of McGillicuddy there.
Oh God, math. 26, 8. Crap.
Slow.
26, 7, 25. No, 26, 8, 25. Crap. My brain is dead. You know, there's technology for this.
Yeah. Speaking of technology.
Right.
What is there?
So that allows the shooter to shoot blind
by using the computerized target interface scope or helmet.
Oh.
The wielder effectively reduces range by 1 category when aiming. The device is otherwise mechanically identical to a targeting scope. But
so that means
stack.
You could position yourself outside of your max range increment and use that to fire within your range increment.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm gathering? Is that
sounds kind of broken.
Sounds dirty.
It is.
Okay,
but
dude.
It does require
two
people.
Next time we get like a little hover lift thingamajigger, you're getting that, and your first action is always going to be to just fly out to your maximum range increment.
Well, the thing is, the penalties at max
orbit.
range are brutal.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they are.
I think we should get those targeters for everybody. So no matter who's engaged on what target.
Eventually, yeah, but
we'll just wire our brains together. We'll be like the new Borg.
the hive mind group. No, this thing's burrowed though.
That is pretty sweet. Okay,
it doesn't say anything about ignoring cover concealment though.
Well, probably would operate. It would only give you that range increment bonus.
Yeah, that's all it does.
Would that allow you to use
farther.
point blank shot from the 1-8 range increment back?
It says the wielder effectively reduces range by one category to a minimum of point blank range.
So yes, that's a
So,
yes. Oh, dude, that's sick.
And you're using a rifle, right?
Well, the targeting scope does the same thing.
Yeah, didn't you have a scope that like just basically said long ranges counts as medium or something, or medium counts as short?
Yeah, but this lets somebody else determine where the target is what it sounds like.
Oh, you're painting the target like the
Yeah. Like
Precisely.
Okay, so what about through a surface? Are you shooting smart rounds or?
well, if you get a big enough bang bang.
Which
Yeah, you have to
all-
have the weapon that'd do that.
I mean, he fires old school slug rounds, and that thing ignores, I believe it's the first two range increments. So, like,
Yeah.
he doesn't take penalty on the first two range increments. And now with this on the third range increment either.
So you'd be up to 150 squares away.
At least.
Yeah, but if you hit long range, it jumps to -10 on your attack.
Immediately. That's why you have to position it perfectly. Also, concealed holster allows you to draw a concealed weapon as a move action instead of a standard, but you take a -5 penalty on your stealth check. It's the holdout blaster itself that gives the +5 to stealth check.
Oh, so it doesn't stack?
Well, it stacks, but it's a negative stacking with a positive.
Oh. Huh?
So the holdout blaster or concealed holster is a -5 to the stealth check to hide it, but it allows you to draw it as a move action. Whereas the holdout blaster is just small, so it's easier to hide.
Okay.
So they cancel out, but if you just have a holdout blaster, it's a +5 to hide it, but it's a standard action to draw.
Right.
So
Do your gamble.
yeah. But at first round of combat, it's, draw your weapon and get to cover. Doesn't really matter. You aren't going to have the chance to shoot. So
These are all true facts.
I actually don't need a concealed holster.
Okay.
I'll just slip my holdout blaster in my boots.
That's where he says he puts it.
Yeah, I actually just hide it in the hair.
Oh man. I'm building my character sheet for TP501Z. And I'm just gonna drop the link to him, his Wikia page.
You want
So
to
you
put
can
that
see
right in
his
the chat here?
Freaking stats.
Is he the new party lead?
It is ridiculous. Oh, he's 10th level.
Oh, yeah. Totally the new party lead.
Like essentially, I just bought a 10th level dude. Yeah, legit. I'm looking at the stats. I'm like,
What?
whoa, whoa. So, yeah, it wouldn't be fair to Jeff to bring this man out front into combat.
Yeah. Operation Get Behind the Droid.
But
Right?
I did not purchase him to bring him into combat. I purchased him to leave a security droid on the ship.
Prevent our ship from having intruders.
And that
again.
sounds like a pretty sick.
Deterrent.
Oh, yeah. Like, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. No, definitely. I installed a security system in my ship. Boop, boop.
Ooh. Frank.
Yes, sir.
Galaxy at War book, page 47, Triangulation Visor. Triangulation Visor provides a heads-up display to help wielders of heavy weapons account for wind, gravity, distance, and other effects when targeting shots. Visor only works with weapons that fire solid rounds, such as slug throwers, mortar launchers, missile launchers, and grenade launchers. Does not work
Oh,
with
so we got to
blasters,
get you some other weapons, is what I'm hearing.
No, he has he has a slug thrower, but yes, we could get him a missile launcher.
Missile launcher wouldn't hurt.
Fair.
What's the worst that could happen?
This
So
is just
the
going to be
tri-
our mobile artillery platform, dude.
Honestly. Triangulation Visor reduces the range by one range category, for example, from long to medium.
God, is
Cannot
that, could
be-
you stack that? Like, and stack and stack and
Theoretically.
stack? Like, you just
Well-
always at point blank when you're within like 5 range increments? It's like,
Well, when you get the heavy ordnance,
might as well have my gun to his head. And he's like, the other end of the fucking street.
Ew.
I mean, theoretically, the only caveat is it cannot be worn at the same time as the helmet or any other device worn on the head. So, that is 1,400 though. It is a lot.
Now, I'm looking at this page, and it talks about, this model rolls out, but is there not a way, there's got to be a way to nerf this. It says it can't be played as a player.
Right.
They just come out as a CL10 right off
Yep.
the assembly line.
They're printed that way.
And it costs 14,000 credits.
Well, it costs more than that, but yeah,
Availability restricted.
that's why it costs more than that.
Mhm. And didn't you say, I got them? Yeah, I can afford them, blah, blah, blah. Like, how much did you spend on this thing?
27,000.
And that's just part of your allotment. So you pretty
Oh,
much
dude.
you pretty much blew
I
most
blew my load. Yeah. Like I had about 20,000 credits that I was sitting on from my last level.
Okay,
because
so what about fuel for your ship and supplies? And you guys are going to be dead in space. Like
that's Leth's investment. I own the ship. He keeps us supplied, and he gets free transportation, free lab location.
All right, you know what? I got to hit this link, and we got to talk about, the woeful error. Okay. The 501-C police security droid. Designed by the Zorzub Corporation, the 501Z police security droid is an advanced droid model with multiple capabilities. In addition to being a combat-ready droid capable of suppressing even the most stupid DM, most violent criminals, the 50Z can act in a number of the same roles that a biological police officer and security experts can fill. The 501Z has exceptional capacity for human-cyborg interactions, and the same way that a droid's brain is based upon a protocol droid's design and functions well alongside living beings, both as a comrade and, for those lonely nights with Zin, as a drinking buddy. Additionally, the 501Z boasts advanced software that allows it to evaluate Dr. Leth's scientific progress to see if it's really worth a damn, and enemies' tactics in the middle of a fight, and adjust them accordingly. Unlike some other combat-capable droids, the 50Z does not know shit about the Force and will leave Aiden alone. Although single-minded when engaging an enemy, furthermore, the droid is programmed with a wide array of investigative techniques and tracking skills, allowing it to assist in the dismantling of bombs someone like Merrick might leave all over the ship. This also
now you're just don't tell Merrick. That's the real reason I bought it.
This allows it to assist a living police officer or security experts in the pursuit and capture of escaping criminals. This means I could have a side job. Since a security droid or police droid is concerned with upholding the law and protecting people and places from those that would do them harm, it's likely its service under Rahaul Oberus or in this campaign will be short at best. A security droid with this capability functions well as a member of a biological police squad or security team. However, police droids are so expensive that most organizations won't let two players, let alone one, take the rich or... What is that feat you have that gives you all this money? Because I'm already regretting it.
Wealth.
Wealth feat.
It's a talent.
We'll restrict only one character to the wealth feat. It just makes sense. And that it is often regarded as just another member of the security force or police force it is attached to.
Which is why he's going to stay on the ship. I bought him for a purpose. And don't get me wrong, we'll tap into his other abilities, maybe tracking or whatever if we need it. But it would feel like cheating.
Oh, dude, I am totally doing a cutscene where you leave this thing alone too long and it's converted one of the bays, like where you guys sleep, you never use. And there's like a glass door. and it says Z Investigations, and you knock on it, and he's got the
We land on planets.
he's got the
and
hat
we have to
on. He's
wait
got
for
the-
him to finish his
Yeah,
case
okay.
before we can leave.
he's got the hat on, and he's like, this kind of thing, and
Smoking my death sticks and wearing my fedora, eh?
yeah.
I see how it is. Yeah, see?
I don't have time for your problems, Obrist. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh yeah, that's good. Well, shame on me. But yeah, no, it's a legit purchase. And now I know, shout out to fan Doug Baldwin, who might actually be watching this sooner than later, was dying for you guys to blow money on modifying the ship.
I did. I bought the most sophisticated internal security system I could find.
What's to keep this thing from turning you guys over to the authorities?
See no evil, hear no evil.
I'm just saying, it literally states this thing has a complicated brain, far beyond yes sir, no sir. It's smarter than 3PO, and it's inclined to law, protection, and investigation. So if you leave it on
its
the
prime
ship,
directive will be to protect the ship.
true, but while it's bored,
incursion.
it's probably going to investigate you guys on the ship.
Every time we leave a system, there's a new array of warrants. He's just ratting us out everywhere.
Yeah, really, eh? You guys are constantly on the run. It's like, great job, Oberst, for buying that piece of shit that's chasing us. I needed an antagonist. Jeff wasn't coming up with an antagonist that suited my needs.
That's why it was for sale. The last guys that bought it were like, we got to get this thing away from us.
Discount. 12,000 credits. It's a steal. Get this thing away from us. That's good. That's very
I
good.
bought this puppy brand spanking new right out of the box.
Sure you did.
Okay,
Yep.
so can I assume that Haas is firing up the engines as soon as Gil gets you this stuff?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can I assume that somebody is going to go back to the Resurgence with the ship and Dr. Leth, at least somebody, or well, Haas anyway, right? To oversee some sort of overhaul in the engines while you guys wait here for the Banshee?
Yep.
Okay. So
Well,
who's
it's not 100% you have to, but if you wanted to, you could.
and birds chirping? Obviously, you guys have thought this
Well,
through.
we're planet side.
Just no, it's like crickets. Like they're all like, oh, I'm not drawing straws. So if you trust in your GM, and you know how Star Wars usually gets broken down into 3 sections. There's the starfighter fight, the what everyone's supposed to be doing fight, and then everyone waits for the Jedi fight. Okay, I am totally prepared to, split scenes, jump around between multiple characters, whether it's a full episode, so someone isn't waiting an hour to play, or whatever you guys want to do. So don't worry about who goes where, because also there'll be things for you guys to do on the side with side characters and stuff, even if you're sitting in. Because a dark future aboard the Resurgence that we know involves Zin. I never said how long it would take for that dark future to show up. Could happen in this book, might be in the next book, who knows? So, could all be in his head. He just throws out the vodka that day. Okay, I got to stop drinking. Like dead people at my feet. So, what do you guys want to do? Rahaul, you have orders?
Get in contact with O'Keefe,
Okay.
arrange for the pickup,
Mhm.
safely pack the droid above the ship in his own little compartment area.
Okay.
And see if I can borrow R4. So we've got some slicer action with us, because I have a feeling that will be extremely useful.
Well, if you give J501 to protect him, I'm pretty sure that's okay.
Yep. And it's not like he's a stupid droid. He can still probably do most of the stuff that R4 does for him.
That'd be good. There's a cutscene for the future where Leth and this droid are getting along really good, right? He's complimenting, and like Arthur's getting jealous, and he phones him up. Hey, boss, how you doing? It's like, oh, we're great, Okay. Oh, yes, 501. Good suggestion,
Oh, and also at some point in time, I'd like to pull Poser aside and have a little private chat with him.
Yeah, let's talk about Poser. I noticed Poser's attitude has changed, especially this battle.
So did I, and I
Yeah.
got to give him some props and just, make sure that he's not angling himself to take my job.
Well, we could do that scene right now while you guys are either waiting or just before launch. If you, want to have a quick moment, sure. Somewhere deep on the ship.
Yep. I'll do the old parappa on the on his quarters.
Which is just the cargo bay opposite of Leth's lab.
Oh, I would have thought you would have moved out of there. The memory of losing all of your fancy.
He goes there to weep and drink.
Yeah, it's this emo spot.
He's moved past it.
The lights are always super low.
Got the black light going in the strobe. All right. So enter Rahaul. Or Poser, do you let him in or you just let him bang on the door for a while because you have the power now?
I'll set the guitar to the side and hop up and let him in. Oh, is there something I can help you with?
Poser, my friend. Hey, buddy. Listen, let's have a little chat, and I'll pull a flask of some Alderanian schnapps. Pull up a crate. Take a swig. Hand the flask over.
Hand up. After whatever Merrick handed me, I do not ever want to try alcohol again.
Well, suit yourself. Take another quick pull. Chuck it in my jacket. So, Poser, I've been noticing you've been asserting yourself a little bit and having a pretty good effect on some folks. I'm just wondering what's your angle here, buddy? You played a relatively silent role in the past.
Yes, well, I've found that as passive as I would like to be, it's not been as effective as I would want to be. And I find I have a way with words that not many others do, besides, I'd say, yourself. And my angle is to assist the group as best as I can to finally start pulling my weight. I've been kind of dealing with some things, and I'm starting to get past them, and one of the steps is working on bettering myself.
Oh, yeah, you're in the program, eh? I had a brief stint with that myself, but I found booze heals me better. But to each their own. All right, well, I appreciate that. And listen, I wouldn't mind it if you'd come along. I'd like to see what you're capable of out there. And I think between the two of us, we could get to the dirty pretty quick.
I agree. Sounds like a great idea, as usual.
So, heading back to the Resurgence, Haas will be piloting, Dr. Leth will be in charge of the ship, 501Z will be accompanying. You guys will have sorry, I was making a note so I don't forget Arthur. Going to Bespin is Rahaul, Merrick, Poser now, and you're taking R4.
Yep.
Right? So that's 1, 2, right? And
I would like to have Zin with us, but I don't think he's not needed right away. He can come later if he has stuff to take care of aboard the Resurgence.
Yeah, that's fine. I can help with maintenance and stuff like that. I am not unskilled.
Okay, so
we're also sending Dina back as well to the Resurgence. Probably shouldn't bring her to Bespin.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, I kind of thought that was sorry. At this point, Dina's kind of like cargo, right? You're on a ride, Sorry.
I mean, yeah, but I just
my bad. Yeah,
I know you. I need to make these things explicitly noted.
Yeah, really.
Otherwise, just burst out of the Banshee. Picture it: the Clone Wars, Felucia.
So you guys leave her on the ship, right? And then you like, she ends up on Bespin playing bingo in some corner with the seniors, right? You guys walk into the room at the end and she's there. Picture it, star date 1477. Okay. So with Zin, Dr. Leth, and Haas, and Dina, and Droid 501Z boarding our wonderful, unexplored, untapped, potentially full of secrets and mysteries, the good ship Arkalong, the Gatroc Industry Class 720 freighter, blasts off from this great big mud bowl, leaving Rahaul Poser, Merrick, R4, alone on the planet, waiting for Gilligar and waiting for the Banshee arrive under Captain O'Keefe.
Yep.
All right. Coolest thing about Lucas selling to Disney is I noticed they lift the ban on the Star Wars intro crawl creator.
Oh, did they?
Somebody has it. So using our own music, I would like to run the crawl because I believe now, finally, we are about to enter into,
Book
3, gentlemen. And although you can't hear it, just follow my lead when I start singing.
Oh, we can't do that. There's too much of a delay.
A long time ago, yakety schmackety, blah, blah, blah. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, don't leave me hanging. Dun, 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 dun. We shot their pulls out. The Queen of Air and Darkness. The search for the truth. Hey, don't stop singing. Continues. Darga the Hutt, fleeing his palace on Cato Nemoidia, has traveled to the planet Bespin to seek refuge. Bespin, home to the famous resort and mining outpost known as Cloud City, remains free for now of Imperial rule for the time being, and the city teems with criminals and gamblers. Meanwhile, our intrepid, oh look, the word heroes is scratched out for some reason, working with the Alderaanian resistance, travel to Bespin. Notice a certain senator wasn't named in there as well. To find the Hutt and learn more about his dealings with the Empire. And then it fades down to a Death Star. Oh my God, it's a Death Star. Look at that. Okay. Thank you. See, guys, now was that so hard? Mildly entertaining.
Yes.
Okay, so welcome to Season 3, We Shot First, Episode 6, Book 3, The Queen of Air and Darkness.
You got a lot of echo there.
What's that?
You still have the voice modulator going.
Sorry. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sorry. I was doing that for effect. And so, with the chat now laughing its ass off at us, I still submit that the episodes that we sing, guys, are far more popular, liked, and hit than the ones where we don't. So, where to begin? Well,
Usually the beginning is good.
yeah, let's start with a lovely shot of Bespin. Whee! There we go. Pull up your best Bespin, as it were. As well as I believe I've got a lovely. Where are we here? Here we are. Bespin. Doesn't that look nice? There we go.
Fancy.
Yeah, great big Bespin for your listening pleasure. I don't want to cover up the rolls. You know, somewhere out there in Cloud City, which is a whole bunch of what we're looking at right now. So nice. So, in a wretched hive, you guys left Cato Nemordia and now are headed to Bespin in pursuit of the Hutt crime lord. However, you may not have come directly to Bespin. No shit, 5 episodes later. It's very likely you didn't. But that's okay, because we have sent our ship back to the Resurgence to pick up supplies, drop off Master Dina, so we don't have to suffer any more stories or cutscenes from her, and so that she can receive the proper medical attention. Now, let's talk hyperspace travel. Did you guys know that it is actually faster to stay in the outer room and take the long way around than to actually navigate through the core worlds because of the gravity wells of the denser and denser and denser star systems? There are websites that calculate this. To the best of my knowledge, with a ×2, you guys be looking at at least a 96-hour trip. I would like to acknowledge that, and we will look more into it. But for right now, we wanted to decide whether the core rules were broken or not. So, with the Banshee about to land, you, Rahaul, mentioned that you had set up a little bit of a commerce, a little bit of a we're expected.
Sure did.
Okay. So I'll have O'Keefe roll for the Banshee. It takes you 6 days to get there.
That's about right. It's pretty far from where we are.
Well, looking at her actual ship, at the very end of the module, like pulling up her hyperdrive. I don't know if they should have the Banshee in here. Because when you run into her the first time, they had remember her pilot crash? The little droid pilot that's like a bucket seat. He's just like welded into the...
Yeah.
There we go. So we're going to give you a little bit of a... A little bit of a cut and paste here and let you guys have a look at the Banshee itself. There's our stats on the Banshee. And let's not forget what a badass looking ship this is.
Oh yeah, it's a sweet ride.
Sweetness. It's a space yacht with some serious guns on it. If you guys look at the stats here, like this thing is tricked out. Very, very nice. Now I can understand you guys wanted to have your own ship, but those days are behind us now because I'm never gonna let you have it back. It's leth's ship now. Jay and I talked about it.
Just got a level and I'll buy another one, man.
Gonna start a new show with just Jay, Frank, and
Honestly, like I was like, what do I spend my money on? I'm like, I can upgrade the ship. I could just buy a whole other ship. And then we got 2 ships, which is sweet. Because eventually we will have an armada. Everybody will be an admiral.
You guys could like buy a little starfighter to like, like the little Luke.
Oh, dude, do you have any idea how expensive starfighters are? It's like 5 levels worth of saving to get one.
Yeah, pretty expensive.
Well, maybe somebody will leave some lying around,
We could steal one.
Yeah, you guys,
Oh, yeah.
the little cloud car double module ones going, wee, through the glass, because it literally is a separate pod. You're like, I can't hear you. The comms, throwing up. I have no idea what you're saying. You just shut off the radio. All right. So I believe with enough time, for this to go through, giving you a 60% chance, rolling 50. So yeah, no, your deal's gone through, and you should be able to have some sort of document, forwarded to their landing.
Yep.
That,
and I'll make arrangements in advance for lodgings. They gotta have a place for us to stay.
Yeah, like Space Trivago.
Like what?
Space Trivago, you haven't heard of that? It's dining and transportation on any world. Just call ahead.
Oh, okay. You best to call straight to Bespin. You get a better deal. At least that's been my experience.
Yeah. That Trivago takes a percentage, right?
Mm.
And Rahal's far too cheap for that.
So, the call, as it were, goes through, right? And she calls the tower. Bespin Port. This is the Banshee under Captain O'Keefe. My transponder code is 362436, and none of your damn business. Asking permission to land. And then you get the garbled message back. And she calls back to you guys into the back thing, going, Gentlemen, we'll be landing soon. Please stow your gear. However, they've put us in a flight holding pattern which could last several hours, they claim, due to a certain Sabak tournament, that their traffic is congested, and we might be in this holding pattern for quite some time. O'Keefe out. The woman still likes to lock herself in the cockpit and have very little contact with Rahal for some reason.
Honestly, can't blame her for that.
No. But she did agree, her friend who you guys saved is doing well. She did agree to, fly all the way out to Banomeer, pick you guys up, fly the way, all the way back, and yada yada. So
Banomeer ain't just
ain't just for kids.
Human in the Shire.
It just isn't for breakfast anymore.
Banomeer, sir. Banomeer.
Oh,
Banomeer
Banomeer
is a character from the Lord of the Rings. So,
and this is why she locks herself in the cockpit, because she doesn't know Lord of the Rings lore. Okay, so
just can't stand the constant mocking.
Well, I'm having fun.
Wrong trilogy.
You guys phone ahead, book ahead, all this stuff, drop a deposit, and now you're up here, in a holding pattern, flying around with a bunch of other ships looking for, you can even see landing pads that are clear. However, beautiful, beautiful city. For the podcast listening audience, forget about the world. Imagine the stratosphere, the clouds, you're flying your 747 at 40,000 feet. That view. Above the endless puffy clouds. Now let's whip some of these clouds up into mini mountain peaks. Add a lovely sunset that splashes brilliant browns, reds, and golds across this fluffy landscape. And hanging just above it is a massive flat on the very top with several skyscraping peaks out to a massive dome with a thin window, and then the massive dome, flat helmet looking, burnished brass looking structure goes out, and hangs like a giant flying saucer. Peaks underneath with two more windows, and then goes to a long plunger drain pipe straight down in a thick shaft, where Luke fell out of, that kind of thing underneath. If you've seen Empire Strikes Back, you know what this place looked like. But if you haven't, then I would say that description almost does it justice. It's lovely. We have pictures up. Come see.
And I would say that you should probably watch Empire Strikes Back.
They keep you in this flight pattern, guys, for 12 hours almost.
And for that 12 hours, me and Merrick are sitting at a savac board.
Okay.
And I'm trying desperately to teach him how to play.
Unless, Rahaul.
Less money.
Just saying, you've been here before. You know this tactic. Back of the line gets the general admission pass. VIP pass will definitely get you landed earlier.
Fair enough. What's the price tag on a VIP pass? Probably not terribly expensive.
Galactic lore?
What does I know about the universe? With a mighty 19 galactic lore.
At least 300 credits and a good persuasion. But
all right,
that might get you landed within the hour.
Well, Rahaul ain't one for waiting. You don't gotta.
Okay.
For a measly 300 credits, I mean,
measly.
12 hours.
I'm going to drain you of credits the way I go after Poser for force points. So let's take it. It's your time now, man. You're in gambling.
So
world.
if I go with 500, can I get like an extra VIP?
I will give you a +2 bonus to your persuasion.
Sure.
Hitting that
All
DC
right.
to get it down to an hour.
And my mighty persuasion.
Well, first I want you to definitely take that money off your credit.
It's already off.
Okay.
32, so that would be a 34.
Okay.
Can I aid another? In
Yeah,
this
you
system?
can.
All right.
Yeah, you can.
No,
Because
because of player actions, O'Keefe will barely let him in the cockpit. Not a whole bunch of guys screaming over his shoulder into the microphone. So no, sorry.
I'll smoosh my way right in there.
Look, Ryan, I
realized,
had
Captain
roleplay
O'Keefe.
override the rules. Aren't you proud of me, Ryan? Roleplay and something happened in the past completely overruled the gaming mechanic. There you go, buddy. He's always giving me shit about that.
This could be the first ship that we steal. Just saying.
The Banshee? It is. I do have a T-shirt for We Shot First. The very first, we always said we'll make a T-shirt, right? Character quotes. The only one in print is actually Zin. And it says, and I'll get Frank to finish the line. The top of it, right above with what? Go ahead, Matt. Say hi and show your shirt there.
Hi, everybody. I got a shiny We Shot First shirt. It's so pretty.
Yeah. Looks like this, but across the top, it says, good cop. And then across the bottom,
Good cop,
Frank,
airlock.
and then across the bottom says airlock. No bad guy. So, and this is definitely why I've locked and like security bolted my door because you crazy people might steal my ship. So there you go.
I mean, really, who hasn't threatened to throw somebody out of an airlock during a gentle interrogation session?
I know we had 6 days out there, so it probably happened like 5 times with just our group. It's like a running prank trying to get the person into the airlock so we can space them.
You just take his clothes and you open the door, get it whistling out there, and then you close it so his stuff is if you open that door, right, you got to be quick to get to the second door that's before his stuff goes out. You know what I mean?
That's reflex training.
Yeah.
Just when he walks past the airlock, you just open it, try to flush him.
Oh, dude, come here. Check this out.
What?
What?
You guys
Jokes.
you guys are sleeping in your external suits.
Yeah, just always wearing the.
Always wearing that, trying to make sandwiches and stuff, right? And it looks like an out of the shuttle operation. Pass me the Jello, that kind of thing. All right, so yeah, they apologize. We apologize for the delay. We can have you at landing pad 4 in the next 45 minutes. Thank you for shopping. And down you go. You guys arrive. Now, O'Keefe's going to stay here with her ship, right? So she just drops the landing pad, and you guys can march off and go about your business, and she'll stay here for a while and look over the ship and stuff. So she'll guard her ship, right?
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, if we could get her to stay until our ship comes back, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys march down your little ramp, and you're met immediately by several customs officials.
Oh yeah, by the way, before we leave the ship, I get everybody to stow their unmentionables, and make sure their holdout blasters are securely hidden.
What do you mean by stow?
So I mean, like, leave your big guns on board. We can have that transferred over to the Archelon when it arrives. But they're here with us if we have to, like, run back to the ship, get our guns, and go shoot someone up.
So the scene plays out. These customs officials are leaning in, and they're like, they see the big guy coming down, weeping like he's lost a child, right? These guys are consoling Merrick, right? But she'll be lost.
We've never been this long apart.
Yeah, there you go.
Poser just has the guitar case.
Yeah.
He's walking with it. It's a guitar.
So they stop you guys, okay, and they demand the right to thoroughly search the ship for contraband.
Oh, my friends, is that really necessary? I mean, obviously, my name's Rahaul. I'm here representing the brain fart.
Okay.
I almost said Banomeer. I'm here
Banomeer.
representing the Banomeer Miners Union shipping contract. Obviously, I'm not here to cause a ruckus, but I understand that certain things may help this go smoothly, and I'll shake the guy's hand and slip him 500 credits.
Speaking of ruckus, okay, O'Keefe is finished at this point because, like you said, you guys were stowing and planning or whatever. Okay, she comes down the ramp behind you guys, but just in time and still on comms to hear, what they demand, and she goes off into a sputtering fury, walks up on the one of the three that basically stated it, and starts arguing vehemently with him, while the other two watch placidly. And Rahaul, you pick up the second guy's hand and, quietly trying to cut a deal here.
Yep. And I'll throw you a persuasion on that. Just
Okay.
to butter the cake. Persuasion. There it is. 29.
Okay.
And if, Poser wanted to aid me on that one.
I do. Natural 20 for 34 to assist.
Okay. He smiles, nods, takes the money, and goes to the next ship, leaving two. One looking at Poser's case, the other one still listening to a screaming captain. Now we know why it's called the Banshee. Because I'm telling you, she's going off, dude. Like, stuff.
Rahul, you shouldn't have pissed her off.
That's what they all say.
500 credits and a decent roll, and one of the three looks the other way, and you guys got this, and goes to the other ship. It leaves you with two dudes. One turns to Poser. Let's in the case.
And now Rahal's going to take a shadowing step back to see his young protege in action. This Padawan belongs to me now.
As in, don't ask Dad for money. You're on your own.
Oh, he can have some money. I just want to see how he handles it.
Well,
this is all coming out of their cut of the reward anyways, so.
As a companion to him, I am a musician, and this is my guitar. Hence the guitar case.
Open the case.
Of course. And I will pop it open. And, it is in full guitar mode. So, vibro blade part isn't vibrating. So it just looks like a sharp guitar.
It looks like you turned a real vibro axe into a guitar. He's a custom.
Yeah,
He's a
tomato,
custom
tomato.
agent. Do you remember the part of the galactic lore where this place isn't Empire? They police their own. It's swarming with criminals, right? He kneels down and pokes at it, and inspects it, and decides. You took. Now you may have gutted the vibro axe and made it just a regular axe, which is still a nasty, D something non-vibrating weapon. So he says, do you have a license for this?
I do have a license for it, and I will reach into my back pocket, of my leather pants, pull out the license, hand it to him.
Okay. Nods, pulls something from a pouch, looks like a complicated lock, shuts your case, locks it, and tells you that, when you do a set with whatever band you are, you just contact, he gives you a receipt, and we'll bring, we'll open your case before your gig with enough time to, set it up and play or whatever. When you're on stage, it's, kind of obvious you're playing a guitar, not wielding a giant axe. But until then, your case stays locked up.
Fair enough.
Okay. He takes the case, gives you the receipt.
Oh, no. Whoa, hold up. You cannot take the guitar. I understand you having it locked, but that is not an option.
Well, it's locked so that you know that no one will, empty it or look in it, that type of thing. You and I were the last people to look in this case. It's locked, that kind of thing. Here's your, here's your key, but you get the receipt. Sorry, here's your receipt and key, and we have a double the key, but you get this back when you're going to go on stage, kind of thing. It's still classified as a weapon. Thank you for licensing it, but
I understand your concerns, sir. But relax. Look at me. I'm completely harmless. I could not harm a fly. I just enjoy playing my music, and it helps me calm down, bring a little entertainment to people's life. And with that, a small flick of the fingers, I would like to use mind trick.
Okay.
So, make a use the force check. If you equal or exceed the target's will defense, you may choose one of the following effects. You may make a otherwise impalpable suggestion seem completely reasonable to the target. And the suggestion can't obviously threaten the target's life. The target won't realize later that what he did is unacceptable.
Okay. So
25.
Attempting to this, or this, the agents, is also possible. Custom agents are this level with a will defense perception. They actually have it all right here because I think they saw this coming. Whether you guys intimidate them, smooth talk them, or whatever. Okay. So he's like, you just look at you. You're just a harmless, Syrian musician. I shouldn't give you such grief. I'm sorry. And he returns the case to you, and he mumbles something about smuggling. Like you're a mule. You're no threat, but you could be a mule for a drug cartel or, that type of thing. I love music. Shove. I used to play the banta drums when I was young.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much.
So he lets you have your case.
Yep.
It's still locked up, but he did give you a key and a receipt, so but even better for appearances, right?
Yeah. I put the key in one boot and put the receipt in my wallet.
Okay.
And that worked out well.
So anyway, Rahaul.
Yep.
Poser's doing well, but this is sort of a sidebar. The main issue is two guys want to inspect. Now they've inspected your personal gear, but now two guys still want to inspect your ship.
It's not my ship, but I don't want them to inspect it.
Okay.
So while she's like blowing up and getting in their face and stuff, I'll try and play Switzerland and come in between them. Calm down, calm down. There's no need to get upset here. In fact, there's no need for any of this at all, my friends. Nothing's going to be leaving this ship aside from us here ourselves. We may transfer some items from this ship to our other ship, which is on its way to rendezvous at some point in time. And when that happens, we can cross the custom bridge when we come to it. But honestly, you have no reason to search this ship.
Sure we do. It's procedure. We've tightened security since the incident.
Persuasion of 16. It's like my worst persuasion ever.
Huh? You want to back it with something?
Yeah. A couple hundred credits to each of them.
Okay. As in
I'm
5 you
sure-
gave the first guy, or just like 2 or 3?
No, you know what? I'll give them 5 each. I'm feeling generous tonight. And I
Okay.
want our entry to go as smoothly as possible.
Okay. You hand over the money, and
I understand. Your time is valuable. So is ours.
you're right. We can waive, big smile, this needless inspection, and they just walk off to the next ship following their third bandmate, you know. And she's furious, but she turns to you, Rahal, and even though it bugs the shit out of her, or maybe she's still just because mad at this, she does manage to seethe out a thank you to you and a curt nod, and then she stomps back aboard the ship.
It's the least I could do.
Oh, Rahal gets a point. Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah. 2 guys running up to third guy. It's like, you used to play the bantha drums, dude? Really? You know, they go over to the other ship. Yeah, they go over
Dude,
there.
we should start a band.
Yeah, no, you know, I used to play the low sax a lot here. You know, we should start something up. Yeah. Okay. So what have we learned, Dorothy?
Money talks.
Well, it can certainly help with intimidation, diplomacy, and such. So, anyway, I'll
get R4 in to like maintain that 3/4 shadow position on me.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be acting as my translator. Officially.
Who? R4?
R4, yeah.
Okay.
Merrick's security. Poser's entertainment.
Okay. The R4 only speaks binary.
I speak binary.
Okay, so how does he translate for you?
Oh, he doesn't have a translating? Oh, damn. Okay.
No, he might,
Well-
but I'm just saying, like, oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry, he might understand an alien, and we have the sheet here. I don't know how many. I'm not sure.
Or he could be your fancy tablet.
Yeah. Well, no, like his official capacity is he is there as my translator. He's not probably going to be doing very much translating for me because I basically am just kind of keeping him as my little roll along slicer.
Well, I've opened him up to all the players, so you can all at least try not to edit him, okay? But you guys can at least all have a look, so that he can be everybody's little boy toy. Now, as far as languages goes, he speaks binary, basic, and 2 unassigned. So that means Jay forgot to give him 2 languages. But at this point, we could say, to be fair, he recently had a mind wipe. So there's 2 slots where you guys could go out and buy a language and say, hey, Leth, before you reinstall that software for Wookiees, I went out and bought some software. Now he speaks these 2. Isn't that great? That kind of thing.
Fair enough. All right. So I think I'll reserve them if the opportunity becomes a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, his official capacity is he is there as my translator. I speak a mighty beep boop myself because it's a super handy language when you like to steal things.
Okay. Sure. Because he can mechanic He's got skill focuses in piloting, use mechanic, use computer.
Oh, he's a sweet little dude to
little
have rolling
dude.
around
Yeah,
you.
dude can see in the dark, and he's a walking. Got all
Fast forward to our character's retirement, and the storyline will continue progressing as a revamp of R2 and C-3PO with R4 and TP.
Yeah, they go off on their own little ventures, right? We're a cartoon, damn it. Respect us. So, you guys roll into the main city, okay? And you're met up with security. And this place has, for the last time you were here, now maybe it's because of the tournament, maybe just because it's hard times and the Empire's coming, Rahaul, okay? This place is it's still laid back, but it's a lot less laid back and more of a prim, proper resort. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they have, as predicted, a tight security about lethal weapons. None
Sure.
are allowed in the main areas of Cloud City. But
I wouldn't dream of it.
can I have perception, gentlemen?
Uh, 29 with a
7.
natural 20.
I got a 19.
And Merrick? Sorry? Again?
14.
Thank you. Merrick and Zin, you see people not in uniform, like just regular citizens, right? Walking around. It's subtle. They try to make it look like it's sticking out of their purse or attached to their leg, like an extra tube. You know what I mean? Like they try to be subtle, but it's obvious they're carrying stun batons, and the security forces don't seem to care.
Okay.
It's non-lethal, right? Restriction is lethal. It's not weapons, it's non-lethal weapons. So it's like, oh, okay, that's a slight degree.
So I could have like a stun,
Blaster?
one of them like mounted cannons. As long as it's a stun damage only, it's good.
Well, anything that looks like a gun, they're going to stop you, right? So,
I like the idea of stun batons, so it sounds fun.
so something you guys might want to pick up. Start having little sword fights in the.
Well, can't you just don't you have martial arts?
I don't.
That's Joe's new guy.
I just sworn you picked up the
you know
martial
Kung
art
Fu?
feat.
Oh, you know what? I do. Phew. I do have martial arts. I'm blurry. I'm moving so fast you can't really see me. I do. That was my thing from Soldiers. So yes, I am lethal.
Yeah, but we're really hoping to reveal that later. Thanks.
He did it earlier. It's fine.
Anyway, Mr. 29 Perception. One thing you
Yes.
learn about martial arts are knives and blades, and you see it's very, very subtle. Okay, people concealing, or those tiny little throwing knives type of thing at the belt with extra buckles and things. People are carrying small knives. They're trying to, conceal them. But
my eyes see all.
You definitely see a couple of flanged handles here and there on gear and on persons that could actually be drawn and like, oh, look at that little black piece of plastic has actually got a little blade on the end
Oh
of it.
man, I got to get me a walking cane sword now. First stop, gift shop.
Yes, we sell this concealable lethal weapon. Oh, cops, wait a minute. I mean, this wonderful walking cane. Probably not on the main city areas, which you are now, where all the hoity-toity is. However, galactic lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take notice of that and be
And
like,
this is
I've got
anybody.
the perfect thing.
Yeah.
The perfect thing to complement my wardrobe.
And with the 7 posers very much distracted by the pretty clouds.
23.
This is like, do you remember the Zelzon station where there was a whole bunch of broken down crap, and then the blue deck, one deck of niceness that they managed to maintain?
Yep.
Okay, 90% of the city is blue deck, but
Yep.
there's always the bowels of a city where, you could probably get your hands on stuff, or they likely carry that kind of...
Oh, maybe Switch has some contacts here. I can touch base with.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
So that'll be something else that I do pretty swiftly.
Yeah.
But first, to our quarters, stow our luggage.
Okay.
And then, what I'm assuming I have a meeting with whoever wants to purchase this load of ores.
Sorry? Oh, yes.
So how much time do I have before the meeting?
Considering how long it took you to get here, you should probably go to the Parliament of Guilds just to see if they registered and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Now that's regular. Okay. You also obviously you brought Arthur for, you said also for something else.
Yeah, his main role is going to be there for slicing, but officially he's my translator droid.
Do you want him to do that?
He can do that from our quarters.
Yep. Plus, there's also the whole just running around, being seen, gather information, and just.
And I'll also sick him on that lock they put on Poser's case to see if there's a way that he can.
I have the key.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I was going to say, like, if it looks locked up, then he won't be bothered by the security. That's actually turned out really well for him.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have I thought he was like, he has a key, you have a key, and it's like.
Yeah, sorry, no, I screwed up in the beginning when I was just like, here's your receipt for the key, but they want to take the case, right? No, he has a key.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can open it whenever you want.
Yeah.
Never mind.
And the fact that it has like a Cloud City lock on it makes it look like it's been inspected. He's got his license, so yeah.
I like it.
It'll take him a while to get into it in the middle of a fight, but full round action,
That's
blah, blah, blah.
It's more that it's with me than anything else.
Yeah. Start swinging around to show everybody. Fight's over. They show you a nice cozy jail cell in the bowels.
Yeah,
of the
so
city.
I'm going to focus on the business aspect of things, but I'll turn to the rest of the crew and who's with me and be like, well, guys, I mean, I've got some time to burn running some contacts, entirely boring stuff that I'm sure you don't need to stick around for. This place is basically a space resort. Go have some fun. Don't get into trouble.
Did you guys want to start splitting up and asking around about Darga? Remember the mission?
Oh yeah, and
yeah.
I'll mention. I won't. No, I won't mention that to Merrick. Merrick, it's all have fun. But as they're leaving, I'll pull Poser aside and be like, "While you're out there, see if you can find anything out about the hut." Because I know Merrick would just like, "Excuse me, where is the Darga?"
Meet him. He's a giant.
He's good. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Ryan, your mic's shut off. So, what about Zin? You got a job for him, or does Zin have his own agenda?
Like I said, go out, have fun. Scout the lay of the land.
You don't trust
Yeah,
Zin to
that
question
I'm
them?
definitely going to be doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you want to spend the day like running around all over the city looking for vantage points, I mean,
I'm going to quote unquote sightsee.
Yeah.
See, before I step off, see if I can download any plans or prints for where this Sabbat game is going to take place. Just kind of looking at overviews, buildings across the street, things like that are going to have a free and clear view.
Okay.
And then the next thing I'd kind of like to look into, just very, very casually, is there any manifest of ships that have docked or come to port here in the last, whenever our window of opportunity was for Darga? Say, if we're looking 3 weeks ago, then what came in 3 weeks ago? Were there any mysterious shipments, any off-site touchdowns, that kind of thing?
Slug-shaped containers.
Yeah. Now, do you have computer equipment? Did you want to be the lead on this, or did you want to get Arthur R4 aside and get him to do it and assist him? What's your computer?
Yeah, I can assist R4. I mean, I have some computer use. I'm just not, ridiculously skilled.
He's
like
an
some
NPC.
people are.
You're the man with the plan. So, like, if Rahaul doesn't have something for him to do, then this is a great opportunity for, instead of Rahaul micromanaging everything, right? First slice of the day is like, before we get into that, you've hit two very interesting ideas. Yeah. Okay.
And this is why he's on the crew.
Right?
Experience.
I'm relevant.
Experience.
Yeah, and I did pick
You're
up some
always
of
relevant, Frank.
I
Come
did pick
on.
up some computer spikes. So if we're going to start looking for mysterious shipments, I'm definitely going to be using some of those to bolster that use computer role. Just kind of being leery of anybody that's actually looking for that kind of traffic.
Okay.
I'm wary of kind of counter espionage.
All right. Well, I guess
So
this
I don't
is
know
this is
what,
me as R4, right? Yeah, it's me rolling as R4. Okay. Those slicing chips give you what, +2?
+2.
Okay. And you yourself can aid?
Yeah.
Because that's one circumstance, right? So that brings them up to 16.
20.
Okay.
So I assisted.
Bring them up to 18. Okay. So do you speak binary?
Let me look at my languages.
Well, he does actually speak basic as well. That is on there.
No, the droid speaks basic, but I can only say, oh hey, by the way, Zin, bibbity bobbity boop. So unless Zin speaks
yes.
binary.
Yeah, the two languages I speak are Galactic Basic and Binary.
Okay, good. Okay, so you can have a conversation with them the way Luke and R2 do.
Yep.
A lot of people miss that, right? It's like, oh, I want to speak Wookiee, but it's like there's also everyone talking to droids where they're like, oh, you, right? And one speaks basic because both understand it. The other beeps away at binary because both understand it. And that's something in Star Wars always bugged me, that it was like, oh yeah, Han speaks Wookiee. It's like, yeah, Luke speaks binary. You notice he's the only one that actually talks to droids. It's like pretty much, right? Okay. So great. So he's like, I can't get in from here. I can keep trying, but it will be very, very difficult from this access point.
Okay, we'll focus on maps and overlays, and then depending on how that works out, we'll try to just casually stroll onto the Cloud City using these maps as references, looking for an access point that's kind of out of the way.
Okay, so he can't get anything on where the tournament's being held, that kind of thing. But he can pull up mall maps of like, you are here, and make sure you come down to the Armada room, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. And then so then part 2 of that would be, are there any data access points that are out of the way? Like, seriously, out of the way. Last thing I want to do is get caught sneaking around here by myself.
Okay. Tactics. Do you have knowledge of tactics? Computer use?
Let's see here. No, that's Ryan's favorite thing.
The one time it's called for.
Well,
right?
Tactics would give you an idea with a lower DC. Use computer. It's like, well, people that use computer tend to do this in a certain protocol, and even though the DC is higher, it's still related. So 2 different skills you could use.
Okay, yeah. Hang on, let me bring up my character sheet real quick. I do have Tactics, so let me go ahead and try to roll on that. Got a 23 for knowledge tactics. Right.
If you can get him into like a security room, you know what I mean? Like if you could get him into a closed, you know what I'm saying? Like if you could get him inside a security outpost, or, where the cops hang out.
Are there any of those areas, those security detail outposts, that are being renovated or that are being just basically shut down?
Okay, that information would be again something you need to hack. However, they would say bathrooms here, police, because if you want to run to the police security, you know what I mean? Even the OPP have a sign out front of their, right? So there are certain what do you call them, like man stations and stuff, that are marked on the mall map, as well as you really want to greatly increase your chances. The actual, I'm just trying to think of the name of, like the actual command center kind of thing, like the
There would be a main terminal as well somewhere that
Sorry,
we would have.
they're called wing guard security posts, and there are several of them. Is what you need.
And are they manned 24/7, or are they just guy goes there, checks in, then leaves, like a kiosk or something?
No, there's usually one guy watching cameras, if not two. But two people in an isolated security post. Like who watches the security? You know what I'm saying, right? You have two guys watching.
Who watches the watchman?
Yeah, that kind of thing, right? If you guys manage to sneak into or break into a wing guard security post, then we would be able to access the computers more readily, new kind master. Yeah.
Then the next thing I'll look at is fire suppression, and trigger random fire suppression exhaust systems or water systems on a couple different areas, including one of these police check areas, just to try to get everybody and everything soaking wet, so they'll like close it down for a little while.
Okay. There's probably a droid station, emergency droid station that's listed on the map, where they'd have the fire droid and the cop droid, that kind of thing. But again, as far as like pipe layouts and everything, this is all, secure information that you would not find on the tourist map. But again, at least the wing guard places, now I'm not saying you can't hack from here. It's just, our roles have failed this time around. It's very difficult. The computer is considered not so nice. If you hack from a wing guard, they have access. So to slice in there, the computers are already considered friendly.
A little easier.
Wait, didn't you pick up some sort of hacking computer that was similar to Dr. Leth's?
I think he just grabbed some spikes.
I grabbed spikes. I couldn't afford to do both, and I think Dr. Leth may have done that.
Okay.
Or may have possessed one, but he's not here. So
okay.
Yeah, this is Arthur's time to shine, and look at you guys all stepping out with the doctor out here, without his slicing and his medical.
It's time for a little role reversal.
Yeah. Season
so
3
so let's take the droid, and
we're diversifying our portfolios.
Let's take the droid on a little day trip, and we're going to start looking for one of these access points and try to hack from the city.
No problem. And we'll see how you make out with that next time on Shot First. Say goodnight, Merrick. Such a chatterbox. He's been talking this whole adventure.
Good night.
Man, we sound like a well-oiled machine. It's like I'm